Well, the People Programme is a broad and varied programme. We currently have 6 separate projects running, and I can go into a bit of detail on each of those projects and what the deliverables will be. But those are just the projects that we're running at the moment, and there will be more to follow in the future. So the 6 projects we have are leadership, apprenticeships, on-call, blended learning, health and well-being, and inclusion. So to give a little bit of detail around the leadership, which we kicked off the work in January, we've started developing a leadership framework which has a behaviours matrix, and that will provide a framework for services to be able to implement within their services. We've been consulting on that over the summer months, but we're now producing some more tools that help services actually implement that within their service. So we should be seeing those tools and that framework. Some of those coming through early next year, and more tools following later on in the year. Apprenticeships, that's been quite a significant piece of work that's been building momentum over a number of years now, and there have been some trailblazers that have emerged. It's just been an emerging need within FRS to have apprenticeship standards developed, so there's been a lot of work around those, and we will continue to manage those going forward, so there'll be more apprenticeship standards coming through. But we're also looking at what guidance and toolkits we can put in place to help services implement those again. So it'll be things like guidance to help services prepare for endpoint assessments, guidance around training provision, and also looking at procurement framework, so services can procure good value training provision. So sort of those tools that will help services implement, and that kind of runs as a feed across all of the projects. So when we come to On Call, we'll be talking about some research around what good practices out there, toolkits around recruitment and branding materials, and we're also looking at how we can engage primary employers more. So those are the really well-defined projects. When we start getting to blended learning, there's been some work around that, around e-learning, that's been ongoing for some time, and that project falls now into the programme. So we'll be coordinating some of that work that's been going on, but we need to do more to bring a more joined-up approach to e-learning and other methods of learning, for example virtual reality, and lining that up with national operational guidance. So there's quite a broad piece of work around making that fit in with a number of other elements across that arena. Health and wellbeing and inclusion are our final 2 projects. They're still very much in the early stages of being scoped, but we know that we will need to revise the strategies around those and have a look at what priorities services want us to focus on initially.